3 minutes to tell us about yourself.
First of all, thank you for inviting me to this forum. I feel very honored and privileged to be here among you guys. Very quickly about me. My name is Pedro Sotelo. I am a former businessman and combat veteran. I served in Iraq in 2003. And I did it because the love of my country, and you've heard that from many veterans. But what is special about that is the oath that you take before you actually go to any combat zone. And it's an oath that you take to defend and protect the Constitution of the United States. And you do that with your life. So I took that oath, but that oath doesn't have an ending. That oath is an oath that continues. So that's why I'm here today, because I am continuing the service to my country. And this time, this is the way I feel I should go. It should be in this office. I have worked in manufacturing, so I know how it is to work in a fabric and work in that kind of work. I worked in business, so I understand how that works as well. Small business, my wife and I owned a business at one time. So I understand the struggles of small businesses. And I've also worked in the military at many levels. So with that, I have an overall experience of many aspects of what goes on in the daily life of every American. I am just like anybody else. I'm not a lawyer. That's not my profession. I'm just an American that went to school, that has worked all his life, that has a beautiful wife and two kids, my daughter 20 and my son that is 15. And I have lived in Missouri for the last 20 years. I chose Missouri because when I came to visit for one time, I fell in love with it. And I settled in Kansas City. Now people ask me, why are you running for the 8th District? That's down south. I don't see it as down south. I see it as Missouri. I see it as my community. It is part of who we are, because whatever takes place in the 8th, it takes place in the whole state. Everybody is affected. So my motivation to come here before you is to let you know that I'm here to represent you, to be your ambassador. It is your chair, not my chair. That's the one that is going to be placed. I am just the one that is saying, I'll stand up and I'll speak for you. And that's the gist of it. That's everything about that. I'm not a career politician. In fact, this is my first time. But I'm no stranger to dealing with people. I've done that through the ministry that I do. I am an ordained chaplain, and I work with combat veterans and their families. And I speak with churches, and I tell them about the struggles of many veterans, because it is important that we understand that our veterans are our most prized possession. So with that, what I'm bringing to you is a message of let's get together, let's work together. But my idea is to work with you and you work with me so that we can actually accomplish what we have been told is the American dream. That it is not impossible, and it is very possible. Thank you.
Okay. In selecting our candidate, we expect to do better. We want Missouri to do better. We're close to losing what has made us strong and what makes America great. Our country is $16 trillion in debt. Our current leader wants a blank check. Joe and Emerson voted yes on what they were calling over the cliff. How do you think that could have been handled differently?
I believe that that was not a right decision, because what we did is we put a Band-Aid on the situation. We needed to take a look at this fiscal cliff closer and make the right decision, because now we're going to continue to kick that can down the road. Here we come into the next, where is the ceiling. We're going to be dealing about, can we upgrade that? Can we get more credit? Can we ask for more? And I don't think that that's the way to do it either. I think there are other things that we could have done. The spending is completely out of control. And that spending is what we need to take a look at. And we should all come together in that. We shouldn't need to raise taxes. The taxes are where they need to be. What we need to figure out is, what do we do with this big wallet that we have, and how to shut it off so that we can actually start bringing money in instead of putting money out.
Okay. There are 435 districts in the United States. Our district is rated the 8th poorest. Out of all the districts in Missouri, it's rated the poorest. The median income is $27,865, with a household income in Dent County of $32,991. What are your plans to change this?
The first time that I heard that in my own state there was district that was the poorest, it really hurt me. Because I have gone overseas and see what poverty looks like, and I don't wish that on anybody. And to see that we are struggling here tells me one thing. It doesn't tell me that there is no possible solution. It tells me that we need to work harder. We need to work harder in many areas. We need to make sure taxes are not increased. We need to make sure that education is lifted up. We have community college and universities in this district that we can work together to educate the people from our own district and bring them out to our business in our own district. They shouldn't have to go anywhere else and serve anywhere else. Doing these simple things, we can actually start bringing the business back here. We don't need the government to actually give us jobs or make jobs for us. But we can sure make programs and put programs available for everybody to have that opportunity to be in business in our district.
The candidate selected for this vacancy will have to be capable of raising money. It's rumored in the $200,000 to $300,000 range. Do you feel you're capable of raising the required funds that it will take to win this race? If so, tell us how you plan to do that.
Raising funds, I've been told already, you're going to run in politics, the first thing you have to do is raise money. It takes money to make money, they say. And that is true. It is absolutely true. I don't agree with many ways that money is raised today for campaigns. I think it should be from individuals and it shouldn't be from anywhere else. But I believe that I can talk to people and let them know that what we're doing here is together. This is not my seat, I say again. It is our seat. And when we put it all together in this, we come in unity and deal with these issues, money becomes a non-issue. So I'm not so much worried about making the money so that we can run a campaign per se. I'm more concerned about making sure that we tell the people what's going on. The election was lost because people did not hear all that there is to know about our party. If we are able to tell everyone about it and we let them know that it is about the people, money is not an issue.
Okay. There's been much talk about gun control. Here in the Ozarks, most of us have and use guns. This level of freedom is something to be thankful for. We always want to keep it. The person we select, we want to know without a shadow of a doubt that person would vote to keep this freedom if it comes to that. Please discuss your Second Amendment rights beliefs.
As a combat soldier, I actually used the weapons for what they were intended for, to defend ourselves and defend our country. And I had to use my weapon. I understand what it is to use it. And I believe that everybody has that right. Not only because it's in our Constitution, but because we have the right to defend ourselves. You see, what they're trying to figure out is whether the weapons are the problem. And I don't believe the weapons are the problem. It's education. If we teach people a responsible way on how to use weapons, how to keep weapons, these problems can fade away. I've been in countries where every family had weapons in their house and you don't see them shooting each other. So why is it that here in the United States that we are so technologically advanced, we doubt that our people cannot be responsible with weapons? In a way, that's telling us that we're not able to deal with ourselves and govern ourselves like our Constitution tells us that we should do. So I believe that the problem is not the weapons. Weapons should not be the issue. Education should be what we should need to start.
We felt that this was an important question to ask. What's your position on stem cell research?
You know, science is one of those areas that it helps in many areas of education and understanding things that we 50 years ago did not know. I am not for creating other human beings and doing that kind of thing. That's God's work, and I respect what he does. So that's not for me to decide to do things like that. But if there are things in science that would help us keep people healthy, keep people working for each other, then perhaps we should take a look at them. But we need to tread carefully. We need to tread carefully that we don't overstep our boundaries and start thinking that we are someone that we're not. The Creator is only one. We are only created by him. Therefore, it's only for study, not for anything else.
Last question.
Yes, ma'am.
We don't want a candidate that will take the easy path and put tough decisions off for another day. Our children, our grandchildren's futures are at stake. Convince us that you wouldn't do that and why you are the best candidate for the vacancy.
Well, if I'm not showing that I really want to serve you, coming all the way from Kansas City to here, I'm doing it because it is who I am. It is what my life is. I have dealt with many difficult decisions. Some of those have been life and death, where you have to make a split decision and you don't have a chance to run away from it. And I hope that I made those right decisions, that they will come when I have to face my Creator and see what happened with that. But today, standing here in front of you, I'm not shying away from anything. I am the only person in this, in all these candidates that is the first comer, the first time. Most people would say, that is crazy. Why are you going so far as a congressional seat? Because I don't see it that way. The way I look at it is that it's an issue. I believe in it, and I'm going to go forward. I am here to do just that. Because that's what we do. That's what Americans do. When we stand in foreign soil, we do such. So that's what my job is, to stand up and continue to move forward.